Welcome to One Grumpy Old Man and His Classics.
All my friends know the low rider. The low rider is a little higher.
This video is going to be something a little bit different. So I thought I'd do my top 10 YouTube channels. You know, you may not agree with what I've chosen, or you may not have even heard of them, but I suspect if you're a car type person, you're going to have heard of most of these. A couple maybe not, but anyway, I just thought I would let you know my top 10. I haven't made it into that, by the way, but the editor will
in the description box
put a link to these YouTube channels, so you can take a look yourself. You know, if you've not already seen them.
And can you explain how you managed to list them? Like, what have you put it under? You put it under watchability, you put it under, you know.
Well, I can't explain really. This is just my favourite top 10 channels. You know, the ones I like. I look forward to waiting for each video to come out because I enjoy watching them. So
number 10 isn't any different to number 1?
There's no criteria as such. This is just, I've just chosen these because these are the top 10 I enjoy the most first. You know, so anyway, saving salvage. So this guy is, I believe he's a Volkswagen Audi trained technician. He's done various other jobs, transportation, whether it's HGV or recovery truck type vehicles, but amazing. I mean, you want to see some of the cars he buys. I mean, even though I'm into classics and old cars, he's modern cars, you know, that are maybe brand new virtually or a couple of years old, but he tends to buy a lot of crash damaged cars, and absolutely amazing how he fixes these vehicles. So, you know, saving salvage, if you've never heard of it, go and have a look. You know, it's just outstanding. You know, it's more the mechanical side of it that he's fixed. You know, to me, that obviously he fixes the bodywork and stuff, but it's the mechanical side of it. You know, he buys cars that have had the wheels ripped off and half the engine hanging out and stuff. Absolutely amazing. You know, his attention to detail, very clever chap. So number 9 is flawless cleaning services. So not a car channel at all. I mean, I watch anything, you know. Predominantly my list and what's not on the list is car type channels, but I'll watch anything. You know, anything that pops up, I think, oh, that looks interesting, I'll watch that. You know, and all of these, my top 10, I'm subscribed to them. I mean, I'm subscribed to probably about 100 plus channels.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
But when other stuff pops up, and I think, oh yeah, I'll watch that, I don't necessarily subscribe. And I know a lot of YouTubers say, look, you know, when they look into their YouTube channel and they look at who's watched it and
statistics,
they can see how many are subscribed and how many aren't.
Yeah.
So, and I think we all do it. You know, we watch another channel, but don't necessarily subscribe. You know, because it's maybe not a channel that we would watch a lot. I don't know. So
So why
anyway,
do you watch them clean?
it's right. Even though it's called Flawless Cleaning Services, when he started, he would show you him cleaning people's driveways, people's patios, that type of stuff. And then he got more and more into helping people who were struggling, you know, whether it's with their age, their mobility, like clearing their gardens. Their gardens would get overgrown because they could no longer manage to maintain them, and they were just completely overgrown. And he would go in and he would clear the gardens, get rid of all the rubbish. And as his channel has grown, he's also got into helping people that he feels are in need of more help, like their living conditions may be a bit poor, you know, not poor, but you know,
Not homeless then.
no, not homeless, but their homes have deteriorated. Yeah, the kitchens are a bit of a mess. So, you know, their living conditions have deteriorated and need repair. And he's gone in and done makeovers on people's homes. You know, he's new kitchens, new bathrooms. They've even built an extension. So he's got a lot of friends and family that help out. One of his family members is a builder. His dad is very handy with doing stuff, so you know they've got the knowledge and the expertise, and they've just done amazing stuff, you know. And he is he's only I say young compared to me. He's probably in his 30s, mid-30s.
That's young.
Very, very helpful. He has a lot of concern for people, and he wants to. He's doing good, and it's amazing, absolutely amazing. So, please, you know, go and have a look at this channel, because he is an amazing young person that's doing so much good. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, number 8. This channel, early days, really used to like it. I still do, but I ummed and ahed whether it should make the list. But I put it in, and it's called Tasty Classics. And not that I always necessarily agree with the way that he does the cars or some of the jobs he does, but yeah, I mean, he's likes to find classic cars, whether they're in a barn, in a garage, by the side of the road, in people's front gardens. He rescues classic cars, does enough to get them on the road and get them MOT'd, and then he may raffle them off, or he may just sell them. So yeah, Tasty Classics, it could be very funny, but yeah, Tasty Classics is a good channel to watch. Now, number 7 is an American YouTuber, and it's all one word, and it's no nonsense, no hell. And he's a trained mechanic, and he just does the way he approaches vehicles and how he gets them back on the road, and it's absolutely amazing. I mean, there are some vehicles that he acquires or buys that are not necessarily ever going to go back on the road, but he gets them running and driving again, so that it can be passed on to another person who maybe want to restore it and finish the job. But he is so clever, it's so interesting to watch. But he doesn't just do cars, he does speedboats, swamp boats, and he does a little bit of, he built his own garage, he's since moved property, and he's refurbished the garage that was on the property, with so he can do all this type of work, and he is absolutely amazing. No nonsense, no hell. Go and have a look. I mean, absolutely amazing, and I'm sort of in awe of how how he can unseize an engine and get it running again. It's just amazing. So, number 6. Again, this isn't a car channel, but it's called Colin Furs. Now, Colin Furs.
Not Colin, not the Colin first.
Furs. I felt as though I should have put this higher up the list, but there was other channels that maybe in my mind I felt more worthy. I don't know. It was quite difficult to rank all these, but yeah, Colin Furs. I started watching him when he was building an underground bunker in his back garden.
Was that the one that I watched with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is good.
So he built an underground bunker, and then I started watching some of his other videos, and he is such a clever engineer, inventor. You know, he's built. I can't remember without going back and looking at the different videos. He done like a mobility scooter with some bike engine in it. He done a jet powered bike. He done a jet powered cart. This guy has made so much stuff, and and he is very funny, very entertaining, and very good to watch. You know how his mind works, and he can come up with these contraptions, inventions, whatever you want to call them. And then since he's built his bunker, he built a tunnel to his shed, he built a tunnel to his garage, he then built a tunnel into his house, and at the moment he's sorry about the seagulls. That's one of the downsides living near the sea. But anyway, he's now it's been ongoing for a couple of years now, but he's actually built an underground garage in his front garden.
Yeah,
and
I remember that one.
He must be getting pretty near completion now, because the last video I watched, he was building the mechanism to take the car down, and the guy is so clever. It's amazing. So
I wonder how much value his house is now.
Well, I think you have to be a special type of person to want to buy it, but it would have put value on. But yeah, Colin Furs. Go and watch Colin Furs if you haven't already.
Really good.
Number 5. Now, this guy, I don't know if he's late 20s, early 30s, it's difficult to tell. But it's one man, 2 levers, and he is a mobile tyre fitter. But when I say mobile tyre fitter, not like comes around your house and does your car tyres. He does farming machinery, tractors, these big trailers that they carry the seed in, that sort of stuff. So he goes out on site and changes. Do you know what? These tyres are probably as tall as us, and it amazes me how they get them off. It's just amazing, and he must be so fit. And he just and again, he's entertaining, and some of the stuff he says, some of the stuff he says is not necessarily PC.
Oh.
So, but for me, that's my type of bloke. Makes me laugh all the time. But he doesn't say it nastily. It's all just fun. It's all part of the banter.
Sounds like
But yeah, go and watch One Man Two Levers. Amazing guy. He's got a good ethic to his work, and it's just like, you know, he'd be at a farm. The farmer's left the tractor or whatever parked in cow and stuff and that, and he's like, I've got to work in this, you know, and he's just like on the ground trying to jack it up, and he's got to get the tyre off, maybe change the tyre, or he's get the tyre off, get the tube out to fix it. Really, really clever. Go and watch him. So,
is it UK?
yes.
Yeah.
They're all UK unless I say otherwise. So, number 4 is not economically viable. So that's NEV for short. He is been going, I don't know, 3 and a bit years. When he first started, he wasn't mechanically minded or anything, but he thought, you know, I'm going to get a project, I'm going to give it a go. Let's have a go, buy some tools. And his knowledge and skill was just like grown and grown and grown, and he's taught himself everything. And he's bought cars that are probably out of a lot of people's comfort zones, you know, that have got like lots of problems, maybe damage, mechanical issues, and he's like, just take a chance, you know, unless you try it, you don't know. And amazing channel. He doesn't put out a video every week or anything, but when he does put a video out, it's like, I can't wait to watch it because I know it's going to be really good. So yeah, not economically viable. If you've not heard of it, go and have a look. So number 3 is American channel. It's called Vice Grip Garage, and he is a very skilled in mechanics, body stuff, and you know, the whole spectrum. This is like predominantly, well, it's all American cars, you know, mostly classics, you know, sometimes from the 50s, the 60s, but mostly 70s, maybe 80s. And he'll go and buy a car that's been sat in someone's field for about 20 or 30 years, and he will get it running, driving, and then he's going to drive it 1,200 miles home. And of course, then the videos will outline his ups and downs throughout the trip home, you know, the breakdowns and the problems and stuff. Amazing guy. Vice Grip Garage. Go and give that a look. Number 2, 6D Diesels. Really, really funny channel. Sadly, they don't get the views that I think they should get.
Because?
I don't know, because they're a brilliant channel, and the guy that owns the company, L, and that guy is so clever, you know, with mechanics, wiring, bodywork, and he's not a time served guy. He's probably about nearly 50, but he's not time served. He's taught himself everything, and my God, you know, problem solving. He is just so clever, but also he is so funny. He's like, how he describes the cars and the chat and that. So, and he's got a guy that works with him he calls Fudger. Fudger, yeah, Fudge. And together they make a brilliant team, and the cars that they turn out, the work they do, it is so interesting. But with Al, when he does the mechanical work, he explains everything, and it's like, it's amazing. It's just like a really good watch. and you should go and watch and subscribe and support the channel, because they've been struggling for a few years now, but they should really get a lot more views than what they're getting, because you know, he pulls cars out of hedges and stuff and that, and like, and it gets them back on the road, you know, and outstanding, absolutely outstanding. So my number one is SPR Autos. Now SPR Autos is a Mercedes specialist. Of course, you know, I'm interested because I've got a Mercedes. You know, they do mostly modern stuff, obviously, because that's their bread and butter, but they do get the odd classic era type car coming through. Yeah, so they may get maybe sometimes 70s, but 80s, 90s, like my my Mercedes. And he is obviously very knowledgeable, and I've learnt a lot. So by watching his videos, when they've got cars that come in with problems, and I know that some have got a similar engine to mine, and he would give a breakdown of all like the common problems, how to repair them, and he would always tell you, you know, and I've learnt this lesson, is like with Mercedes, is to buy genuine parts. Don't skimp and buy aftermarket. Sadly, eBay special has arrived today, so we're back on the Mercedes rear window. Sadly, for my era car, you can't necessarily get everything from Mercedes, but he says like certain brands that he would use, because he knows that they're a brand that Mercedes used to use. So he will always advise, if you're going to buy shockers, buy a certain brand. If you're going to buy steering components, only buy a certain brand if you can't get it from the main dealer. So again, and it's like invaluable, and you know, they do have the odd project now and then, but great videos, and very interesting, especially for me, like I said, because I've got a Mercedes, because I watch it, because I pick up so many tips that I know, I've got that problem, now I know how to fix it. So, you know, some of these channels that I watch, you can pick up like tips on how to do things. I mean, I've been working on my cars since I was 17, and you know, everyone thinks they know everything, but we don't. And like 60 diesels, I sometimes watch him and I think, well, I never thought of doing it that way. You know, you just pick up like tips on how to problem solve things. You get a problem with a car and you think, how am I going to overcome that? And you think of a way. It doesn't always necessarily work, but then you watch a video, not necessarily to try and find out how to do something, but you know, other people have got different approaches to fixing things or getting things apart, and you think, never thought of that. So, you know, by watching these channels, you know, you can learn. If you're into working on your own vehicles or whatever, invaluable source. I mean, sometimes you watch some channels and they show you something, you think, well, I wouldn't do it that way. But, you know, but we've all got our own opinion and how to do stuff. So that's my top 10. Not necessarily, you know, what.
I'm surprised they missed a few out.
We've all got our own favourites and top 10s. And I just thought I'd share that with you, you know, whether you thought that was interesting or not. I just thought I would, you know, because unless I sit down of an evening with my wife, we'll watch a film on Netflix. But apart from that, I don't watch normal telly. I only watch YouTube. And, you know, I'd watch it all day long. So yeah, my top 10, whether you agree or disagree, But you know, if you haven't heard of any of these, go and have a look, because you know, you might be pleasantly surprised. So if you've got this far into the video, really appreciate it. And you know, like, subscribe, or don't subscribe, it's fine.
Subscribe to them.
Or subscribe to them. But thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.